Well, let's talk some business now. The Director General of the Debt Management Office, Dr. Patience Oniha, says Nigeria is on a steady path of economic recovery, driven by fiscal reforms, improved credit ratings, and targeted investment in infrastructure. Dr. Oniha said this at an investors forum for Series 3 sovereign green bond issuance in Lagos. The DG said Nigeria had recorded notable improvements in its macroeconomic fundamentals, including stabilizing inflation, gradual gross domestic product growth, and rebounding crude oil production. On inflation, the DG said, while it initially spiked to 30%, it had since stabilized between 23 and 24%, an indication that the economy is responding to monetary and fiscal policies. Also, the DG says Nigeria is taking a significant step in tackling climate change with the issuance of a 50 billion naira sovereign green bond. She said the initiative is aimed to fund environmentally sustainable projects and reinforce the nation's commitment to the Paris Agreement. Meanwhile, petrol scarcity looms in the country following the decision of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and the National Association of Road Transport Owners, NATO, to boycott the Lekki-Epe corridor from Monday. We have more in this report.
Following the announcement by the Lagos State government on the commencement of the enforcement of the payment of e-call-up along the Lekki-Epe corridor on Monday, the 16th of June, the leadership of the Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners and the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria have decided to withdraw their trucks from the said corridor. The two unions in the early hours of today staged a peaceful protest carrying placards with various inscriptions, bearing their minds on the directive of the state government.
We are here today in protest of the issue of e-call-up system by Lagos State government. Having had several discussions, which, as we have not reached a compromise, we received a letter from them stating that they were going to commence collection of enforcement of the e-call-up system today, 16th of June 2025. Well, in the interest of our members and as a law-abiding citizen of this country, we have explored all opportunities to ensure that we reach a compromise, but they insist because they are government. But we also want to show them that we have the right to associate and that we have the right to ventilate our grievances.
The truck and petroleum product owners added that they initially requested for a reduction in the levy, but now vehemently reject the initiative in its totality.
What truckers have contributed to e-call-up in this Lagos state is enough. Let them stop it, or they call meeting of the elders so that they sit down and then they debate on it. So the 12,000 something is against the will of everybody. Many transporters cannot even repair their vehicles now.
Today, they came with soldier, police, Black Maria to harass our members. But finally, we resisted them and they went away because they knew what they came for was illegal. Are you getting it? If you look at this corridor, there's no government park, no facility for us to park our vehicles. There's no amenity apart from the road Dangote constructed. No other thing that we are enjoying from the government that will make us to say we want to pay the call-up, that will make us to be happy. We are not happy with the government the way they are treating us.
If you go to Bomoso, you see a trailer park. If you go to Oyo, you see a trailer park without collecting one kobo. And the Lagos State government, they provide a bus park at Ojota Oshodi for bus. Why are they not providing trailer park for trailer, for truck? Why? Are we not part of the government? Are we not part of the Nigeria? They should do something. They should do something for trailer park. We are doing the COVID. All the people, they are inside, they are indoor, taking their children abroad. We are the ones sovereign, providing product, fuel for all Nigerians.
They concluded that as law-abiding associations, they remain open and committed to collaborating with the Lagos State government on initiatives that improve transport efficiency and urban mobility.
Stocks fell and gold rose today as fighting between Israel and Iran entered the fifth day, raising investors' concerns of a broader regional conflict in a week packed with key central bank decisions. But S&P 500 futures initially dropped 0.7% before paring some of those losses. Stocks in Europe sagged, leaving the Stock 600 down 0.7% on a day and around the lowest in 3 weeks, while Eurozone government bond yields stayed steady. Now, the yuan strengthened modestly, leaving the dollar down 0.1% at 144.73, while the yields in 10-year bonds rose 2.5 basis points to 1.48%, as the BOJ's outlook suggested there would be less support for shorter-dated paper. United States President Donald Trump has signed a trade deal with Britain to lower tariffs on aerospace imports. U.S. President Donald Trump, with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, announced the deal on the sidelines of the G7 summit in Canada. President Trump, who left the G7 summit earlier to attend other important issues, reaffirmed quotas and tariff rates on British automobiles and eliminated tariffs on the UK aerospace sector. But the issue of steel and aluminium remains unresolved. The two leaders restated a plan to give British car makers an annual quota of 100,000 cars that can be sent to the United States at a 10% tariff rate, 25% lower than other countries.
We just signed it, and it's done. And so we have our trade agreement with the European Union, and it's a fair deal for both. Going to produce a lot of jobs, a lot of income, and we have many other ones coming. But you see the level of enthusiasm is very good, but the relationship that we have is fantastic.
Well, latest reports from the International Energy Agency reveals that the global oil demand will rise despite top importer China's peak in 2027, as cheaper gasoline and slow electric vehicle adoption in the United States supports consumption. Now, the report also shows that oil demand will peak at 105.6 million barrels per day by 2029 and then fall slightly in 2030, while global production capacity is forecast to rise by more than 5 million barrels to 114.7 million barrels by 2030, with conflicts between Israel and Iran highlighting the risk to Middle East supplies, sending oil prices up and predicting ample supplies through 2030. According to IEA's Executive Director, Mr. Fatih Birol, oil market looks set to be well supplied in the years ahead, but significant geopolitical risk highlights oil supply security. Meanwhile, crude oil prices rose today, with analysts saying that uncertainties would keep prices higher, even as there were no concrete signs of production losses stemming from the Iran-Israel conflict. Now, U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude rose to $72.74 per barrel with an upward margin of 1.35%. Brent crude futures sells for $74.23 with an upward review of 1.37%. Bonnie Light sells for $78.62 with a decline of 2.84%, and for the OPEC basket, dealers offer $73.34 per barrel. It has an uptick of 6.06%. But that's